What happens when one of the most feared lyricists ends up battling the legacy of himself? You get the story of Cannabis, the gifted wordsmith who had all the right tools but took all the wrong turns. From destroying mics to destroying himself on stage, this is the rise and fall of the legendary lyrical beast, Cannabis. Let's get into it.
You guys got fat while everybody starved on the street. It's my turn. You come with me. I'm at the Plaza Hotel. You're welcome. You're all welcome.
In the late 90s, few names rang out in the underground circuit like Cannabis. Born Jermaine Williams, he wasn't just another rapper, he was a walking dictionary of multisyllabic metaphors and battle ready bars. From ripping freestyles on clue
Yo,
tapes
I speak of frequencies dogs will have trouble hearing. Cannabis is the lyrical version of German engineering.
and appearing on other DJs' albums,
One of a kind. I got divine chromosomes in me. My sperm will scramble the eggs in a woman's ovaries.
and killing every feature he was on, including the Lost Boys song Beast from the East from Love, Peace, and Nappiness.
Kicking boring raps with metaphors. This whack Oreo motherfuckers need on the track to get your weight up. Fucking with cannabis, you get ate up. Beat down and sprayed up just for bringing my name up.
To stealing the spotlight on LL Cool J's 4321, Cannabis was being held as the second coming of lyrical warfare. He had the underground buzzing, he had the lyricist lounge going crazy, and for a brief moment, it looked like the crown was Cannabis's for the taking.
I know I ain't perfect, but I'm 99.9%, which means I represent and get deep in thoughts with philosophies like a rolling stone gathers no more.
Then came the turning point, a feature on a song that should have elevated Cannabis's career, but instead it did the total opposite. It all started with LL Cool J in 1997. Cannabis landed a feature on the song 4321 while laying down a harmless bar on the original version.
Where the squad at? L, is that a mic on your arm? Let me borrow that. Who's the guard of rap you saying is nice?
About borrowing LL's mic off his arm, that line was taken as disrespect. Not only did that lead to Cannabis having to change his verse, but LL Cool J, a rap veteran with pride and power, he wasn't having that shit and fired back on the same track. Now, that's what I love about when rappers go at each other on the same track. It just often leads to legendary songs. Rather than play politics, Cannabis doubled down and dropped Second Round Knockout, a venomous diss featuring the world famous Mike Tyson in one of the coolest deliveries of the era on wax. He held his own.
Mad at me cause I kick that shit real niggas feel. 199% of your fans wear high heels.
With LL responding with The Ripper Strikes Back, Cannabis took a devastating blow.
The brown town with the Bob Marley imposters. Ask Cannabis, he ain't understanding this. Cause 99% of his fans don't exist.
And behind the scenes, while there's still debate on who really won that battle, LL was still a giant with labels, radios, and industry doors beginning to quietly close. Cannabis just slowly started disappearing. And then, just when I thought that Cannabis could possibly recover and stay relevant in the rap game, he goes and picks a fight with another MC, this time with Eminem.
When I did, she wouldn't want to answer this if you responded back with a battle rap you wrote for Cannabis. 6 mics to the source, they borrowed one from LL's arm.
At the peak of Slim Shady's career, it all started with Cannabis claiming M stole his style and secretly dissed him. But M, never one to back down, responded with surgical precision. On the track Square Dance, he delivered the line that would stick like a scar. And not only did he help LL dig a grave, he put the nail in the coffin.
I'll be brief and let me just keep shit simple. Can a bitch don't want no beef with Slim? No!
One line, and that's all it took. It was funny, dismissive, and devastating. The crowd laughed, and Cannabis, a once feared MC, became the laughing stock of rap's mainstream circuit. When two rap icons shut the door on you publicly, it's hard to bounce back. And for Cannabis, it was a brutal 1-2 punch that sent his career spiraling. In 1998, all eyes were on Cannabis with his debut album, but instead of a lyrical masterpiece like it should have been, us fans got a confused mix of weak production and wasted potential. Wyclef, the main producer on this album, brought in beats that just were too mainstream for Cannabis. As a fan myself, we were excited. We were expecting more of that raw, underground, gritty, lyrical masterpiece genius that Cannabis is. But instead, we got an album that just doesn't hold up today. Even Cannabis later admitted in interviews that it was the wrong direction. Despite the hype, the album failed to meet expectations, only going gold. And just like that, the buzz began to fade even more for Cannabis. Refusing to vanish, Cannabis retreated to where he knows best, the underground, where he thrived. He dropped 2000 BC, a darker, raw production that brought some fans back, including myself. But it wasn't until Cannabis Rick the Jacker that proved Cannabis is still a lyrical god when paired with the right beats. The album was technical, thought provoking, but it still only appeared to a niche audience. It didn't sell millions, but it was a reminder that his pen game was still pretty fucking lethal. As the industry moved on, Cannabis struggled to find his place. He dropped album after album, sometimes brilliant, and sometimes you just hit stop after the second track. Then came 2012, the infamous battle with Disaster. It was supposed to be his triumphant return to the battle scene. Instead, he choked, he pulled out a notebook halfway through the battle and stood there flipping through pages while fans clinched. That moment became a meme, a cautionary tale. A man once feared for his mind and lyrical capabilities. When it came down to this battle, he just looked like a lost soul inside the former shell of himself.
You a funny guy. With peanut butter, chocolate chip, Oreo cookie, buttercup eyes.
Cannabis was never meant to be mainstream, but maybe that was the point. He was raw, intelligent, and he created a genre of his own. The one thing I will give Cannabis is his charisma. He never chased the charts. He never really wanted to be that mainstream guy. And he never really cared about topping the charts. Still, it's hard not to wonder, what if the right team had guided him? What if he held off on that debut album and actually dropped 2000 BC as his debut album? An album to me that was better structured, better storytelling, and more intricate bars. What if he never went at Eminem and instead collabed with him like they were supposed to back in the days? But most of all, what if on that feature 4321 he didn't make that fatal mistake with that one bar? In the end, Cannabis, he gave us verses that were just mind blowing to us. It made us rewind our tapes so many times that the tape deck was eating them. And while his fall was steep, his bars still remain timeless. Do me a favor and drop your favorite Cannabis bar. At one time, he was just legendary. Every time you seen him featured on a track before all this chaos was erupting, it was just a craziness to it. There was just something about it. I mean, I really think that his devastating blow was going after M. Eminem has never backed down and never lost a battle. I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know if he thought maybe because M was white that he was going to get away with it and he thought he was better. I don't know. Anyways, much love. Don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe. Drop the Cannabis bar, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.